Bottom shelf bourbon. Is it worth it? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we're talking about bottom shelf bourbon, the cheap stuff, the stuff under $20 that's on the bottom shelf that we all look at and contemplate about picking up because we might think that it might be worth it, but we don't want to waste our money on something that we don't know if it's any good or not. So today, I'm doing the guesswork for you. I got 6 bottom shelf bourbons, all under $20, that I'm going to blind and rank for you, for science, so that you don't have to do it. But before we get into the video, I want you guys to leave a comment down below on what your favorite bottom shelf bottle of bourbon is. If you're brand new, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you never miss another one of my videos, and drop that like if you enjoy the content. But without further ado, let's bring out the bottles that are going into today's blind contest. So a little criteria I had for these bottles, they all had to be under $20. I wanted to do 2 80 proofers, 2 90 proofers, and 2 100 proofers to see if any of them stood out against the rest. So without further ado, let's get bottle number 1. So bottle number 1 is going to go to Early Times. This is an 80 proof bottle of bourbon, and this is the redheaded stepchild of our beloved Early Times Bottled and Bond. Is it any better? I highly doubt it, but we're going to find out today. Our second 80 proofer is gonna go to Zacharia Harris. Now this is an 80 proofer. This bottle came in at like $9. I bought this a couple years ago and I've just used it as mixers in like really crappy batch cocktails, and we're gonna find out if it's any good neat. I've never had it neat. This Early Times opened it for this video specifically. This was, I think, $13. So we're at $7 and $13. But without further ado, let's bring in the first 90 proofer. This is the Trader Joe's straight bourbon whiskey. This is coming in at 90 proof and $15. You can't go wrong with that, right? Well, we're gonna find out if you can. Our other 90 proofer is gonna go to Evan Williams, 1783, coming in at 90 proof and $19. I think that this might be the oldest aged bottle on this list. I think that they classify it as like a 6 to 8 year blend. So, hey, who knows? Maybe this one might come out on top. Coming in at our 100 proofers, we've got Rebel 100 Wheated Bourbon. It's coming in at 100 proof. There's a $19 bottle of bourbon right here. And then finally, to round it all off, we've got a bottle of Old Tub Bottled and Bond 100 proof bottle coming in at $19.99. So this is, I think, the most expensive bottle that we have in this lineup. But hey, you never know. It could come in last place. So without further ado, let's get these bottles out of here and let's bring in the blinds. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoy this video. This is probably going to be one of the worst videos I've ever done, and I am putting myself through hell, most likely, with these pours, because I am looking at this glass right here. And glass C, not a darn clue what is in this glass, but I can tell you right now that this looks like it is very, very light apple juice. I don't know how long this was aged. I think maybe 2 weeks to be this light in this glass. But we will find out what that is come the end of the video. And I don't want to do this, but I have to do it for science. So without further ado, we've got them all labeled A through E, or A through F. And we're gonna find out what the best bottom shelf, low tier, under $20 bottle of bourbon is right now. So without further ado, let's get into the nose of glass A. Okay, so the nose it's dusty, it's earthy, it's got a little bit of a vanilla sweetness, it's got a little ethanol coming through on it, but I'm not getting any complexity off of this whatsoever. There is no complexity on this nose at all. So let's get into the palate. It's light, it's got a lot of burn going down, it's burning my throat. There's not a lot of flavor on this at all. It kind of just tastes like it's like dirty water in a way, but it's got a little sweetness. It's got a lot of oakiness on the back end of my tongue that I'm not the biggest fan of because it's bitter in a way. I'm not the biggest fan of that at all. But hey, it's got a little proofiness, so it could be one of the 100 proofers, but I'm not a fan of that. I am not a fan of that at all. Let's get into glass B. Man, that A is just rancid almost. I like B's nose. B's nose is very nice. It's a little darker. It's a little richer. I'm getting some fruitiness off of this. I don't know what that is. Oh, it might be a little oakiness. A little bit more of an oaky agedness coming through on this. I didn't know what to expect off of that, so it just like threw me into a little bit of a loop. There's a nice cherry on this. And it's got a little bit more of, it smells a little bit like it's older in a way compared to A. Let's get in the palate. That is a tasty, tasty sip. Whatever is in that, I like that. That is actually a really nice under $20 pour. Compared to A, B 100% moves ahead of it. So let's get into C. And all of these are super light, but I think that this is the lightest out of the three so far. And that nose is, oh. Do I have to drink this? I don't want to put this in my body. This is gonna hurt my body. I feel like this is poison. Oh, golly. Goodness gracious me. That might be one of the worst bourbon noses I've had in a long time. Oh, man. It reminds me of you just taking a bottle of... Just taking this one for example. I don't think it's this bottle. But you just take a bottle, right? You go down to the river. You put it in the water. And you wait till your bottle gets full. You hold it up. You get that murky water. You look at it. And you're like, that is going to be great to drink later. And that's what's in this glass. Something that you would never drink. But hey, here we go. I don't want to swallow. Oh, God, that is just not good. That is just not good. Whoa, that is rough. That is a rough sip. It's light, but it tastes like dirty water. It's not good. That hurt my face. I guess we got to get into D. Let's hope D is a little bit better than C, because I automatically want to move C to last place so that we never have to possibly drink that again. But D's nose is a little bit better. I can appreciate D's nose because it's got a little bit of a dry peanut dust. It smells like the shells of a peanut. Like if you're at like Texas Roadhouse or something, or like Five Guys and you're just crushing peanuts. It's that dusty peanutness. And then you got a peanut butter milkshake at the end. But man, is that a bitter, bitter, bitter sip. That is so bitter. It just tastes like you took an oak branch. You peeled off all the bark. You got this young, freshly growing branch, and you just stuck it in your mouth and took a bite out of it. It is just super bitter, not good whatsoever, but it's a little bit better than C. It's a little bit better than C. I can tolerate that compared to the non-tolerableness of C. Let's move on to E. Okay, E's nose has like this sour apple in a way. It smells like it's a fermented peach. I don't know why. Maybe that's like a young grainy note coming through on it. It's got a little bit of a corniness, but the sour apple is a very, very prevalent note coming off of this. It's very drinkable. It's crushable. It's easy. And there's nothing on that is off-putting. It is one of the lower proofers. I'm going to guess it's one of the 80 proofers. Which one? I have absolutely no idea. But it is way better than C. C's mouth feel and the non-beautifulness that came through on it was never there. But E is actually, not that it's enjoyable. I'm not telling you it's enjoyable at all. I don't know if I would ever have it again. But in this instance, right now, whatever is in letter E, better than that one. Let's move on to the last glass. We're on letter F. I hope this doesn't F me over. This nose smells like apples. Like cooked down apples. Like soft, sugary, cooked down, just like threw a bunch of sugar on these apples. And it's got a bready note too. It kind of reminds me of apple pie, but it's not a pie crust. It's like a freshly baked bread. And you got cooked down apples in there too. Not the worst thing in the world. It's just not good though. It's not good. It's not. Yeah. God, no. Not good. Whatever is F. F that. F that. F. Oh, man. I think B and A are strongly in the lead. Yeah, it's like you're on a ladder. And you've got the bottom tier. And you take one step, you're here. Take another step, you're here. Another step, you're here. Another, like, 5 steps, you're here. And then, like, 10 steps out of the frame is where you are on letter B. Because B to F, so vastly different, it's mind-boggling to me. And I don't know what any of these are, which is, it's kind of messing with my mind. So I just went back to that one and I don't like it. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Okay, D here on the nose kind of opened up a little bit more. And I'm getting a little bit of a cinnamon. A little cinnamon dusting. But I think it's not as good as A. Yeah, A is a little bit better than D. So that is right there, our lineup. I'm not going through these again. I'm not torturing myself one more time to sip anything from F, C, E, or D. Actually, D was okay. These last 3, awful. These front 3, doable. Would I buy them again to sip neat? Never again. But let's find out what letter F was, because it F'd me over like you wouldn't believe. So I gotta look on the bottom of these bottles. That's not it. That's not it. Zacharia Harris was letter F. Oh man, that just was not good at all. Not good whatsoever. The cheapest bottle, rightfully so, came in last place. Letter C. Was that this one? Yeah. Early Times Bottled and Bond. Again, just not good. Not good at all. Our 2 80 proofers coming in last place where they freaking belong. This 80 proof bourbon sucks. Let's find out what came in E in 4th place. Was that this? Yes. Okay, so we've got our Kentucky bourbon out of Trader Joe's. 90 proof. You know what? Hey, it is what it is. You deal with it, right? Now we're on our podium. We've got 3rd place. Let's find out what letter D was over here. Not Evan Williams, not Rebel, which means Old Tub, Bottled and Bond came in 3rd place. I think that was the one that had that cinnamon kick coming through on it. So we always want to know what first came in rather than second, right? So 1st place was letter B, and that goes to Evan Williams, 1783, which means 2nd place goes to Rebel 100. Now this is the lineup that I might have expected it to be, but I didn't know if one of these two would edge out over the 1783. This is one of my absolute favorite go-to 90 proof bottles under 20 bucks. I talk so highly about this bottle. I know a lot of guys are hesitant about this bottle. They think that the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond is leaps and bounds the best Evan Williams per buy under 20 bucks. It might be 17 bucks. Spend the extra $2 on this bottle right here and you won't be disappointed. I can promise you that right now. The Evan Williams 1783 is my go-to. It is so much better than the Bottled and Bond. And, well, if you're looking at bottled and bonds, I think that this one might be the go-to, the better buy over that bottle right there. Also, I think it's a little bit nicer looking bottle than the Evan Williams bottled and bond. But hey, who am I to judge what the bottles looks like? We were just doing a ranking of what was the best bottom shelf, under $20 bottle, and here we are. We've got Evan Williams 1783 coming in first place, and Zacharia Harris coming in last. If I were to pick my go-to out of it, like I said, Evan Williams 1783 would be that answer. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a comment down below, like I said, what your favorite under $20 bottom shelf bottle of bourbon is. But until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.